Hello everyone, I hope you're having a fantastic day. Thank you so much for stopping by. Today I'm doing a Queen & Co project using the Rainbow Foam Front Kit. This kit has everything you need to create 2 shaker cards, and so we're going to take a quick look at what comes inside. I've made cards in the past using the foam front kits and I just love them. You get your card base, which is an A2 size card base. You also get a front panel, a card front here that has a die cut out rainbow, and then you get your piece of acetate, and then of course you get your foam front. These pieces just pop out really easy to create your shaker. The top piece you remove, and there's sticky foam so you can add your acetate, and then the back piece you can remove to place on your card base. You just remove the back, place it on your card base, and then you would fill it up with your favorite toppings, and then you would peel off the backing off the top piece, add your acetate, and then decorate your rainbow front panel, and then you have an instant shaker card. I like these because they're just very easy. These are actually nice for travel too. So you get 2 card bases, you get 2 front panels, then you get your 2 pieces of acetate, and then you get your foam shaker fronts. So we're going to set these aside and we're going to make a card today, a fun rainbow card. So I'm going to grab the front panel here and I'm just going to punch out each of those pieces. Now I'm not going to use pattern paper for my cards today, but I wanted to add a little bit of color. So I decided to go in and color each of these with my Copic markers. Now I wasn't sure how my Copics would color because the front panel is on the super slick side. It's shiny, super shiny almost. And my brush tip, it didn't color quite even, but when I used my chisel nib end, it colors beautifully. So the first one I colored in pink, second one I'm going to do orange, third one I'll go in with the yellow, and then the fourth one I'll do green. So I didn't get all the rainbow colors in there, but I wanted some really bright and vibrant colors, so I thought these colors would go perfect. Okay, now I'm going to do a little shading on my cloud also, and I did leave the colors that I'm using of my Copics in the left or the right corner for it. Usually I put it in the left, but this time I put it on the right. So, but I have it on the right there for you. But I'm going to grab my C3 and just go around the bottom portion of my cloud, adding a little bit of color. And then I'll go in with my C1 and go around my entire cloud, just shading it a little bit. Lovely. Okay, now we're going to work on our card front. Now, I wanted to decorate it somehow and I thought clouds would be perfect, so I grabbed a cloud stencil from my stash, and then using some Distress Oxide ink, this is Mermaid Lagoon, I'm going to create a little cloud background. So I'm just lightly shading over the top portion of my stencil, and then I'm going to turn my stencil, add a little bit more color, and it creates a beautiful cloud effect. Now I'm going to do this all along the front panel here, and then I'm going to take my blending tool and go around the edges of my panel just to give it a more finished look. But I think that's going to be a great background for my rainbow. Okay, now I'm going to grab my foam front and my card base here. I'm just going to punch out each of these pieces. We're going to keep these because these I'm actually going to make another card with. They pop out very easily, and then I'll just remove the release paper off of the back of my foam front and place that on my card base. The nice thing is it will cover the entire front of your card base, and I love the clean edges of the foam fronts. Okay, now I already added glue to my rainbow, so I'm just gonna pop in my little pieces here. I added my cloud, and then I'm gonna add in all my rainbow elements. Lovely. Now we need to fill it with some toppings. Now the toppings I'm going to use today are so pretty. They're called jewels, and I haven't used these before, but they are so fun. They're stars and little hearts, and they are so itty bitty. They are transparent, so they have this real pretty glittery quality to them. Now I'm going to go in, since they do come in a rainbow of colors. These ones are hearts. I didn't think they could make hearts this little, but look how cute they are. Okay, I'm just going to put the pink on the pink rainbow here. And then I'm going to go in with some orange. The orange, yellow, and green are actually all little stars. I'm going to just carefully place them in there, and we have some runaways. So I'm just going to use my jewel picker upper and place those back. I'm going to go in the yellow with the yellow. And I did feel them quite full. I really wanted the shininess of them to be real stand out. Now I'll go in with my green little stars. Okay, now for my cloud, there in this topping set there's actually some clear, but look how pretty those look. Love that. Okay, there's some clear stars. I'm going to add the clear to my little clouds. That's why I added a little bit of shading, because I knew it would be white on white. I'm going to show you what they look like. And again, I don't know how they make stars that little, but they are so pretty. So everything's filled in. Now I'm going to remove the adhesive backing off of my front carefully. Now you have to kind of go slow with this, because your sequins will jump and they'll stick on your foam front. So I was very careful. The tricky part was removing my fingers, because the adhesive is pretty strong, but we did it just fine. Now I'm going to add my acetate over the entire panel, and then I have a little bit excess hanging over, so I'll just take my scissors and trim that off. So fun. Okay, now I love that clean look. Okay, I'm going to add tape behind my front panel here, and we'll place that. It's going to fit my card front beautifully, if I can get it straight. It's tough for me to get it straight, because if I have my head over it, I could probably get it straight right on the first try. But since I didn't want my head in the camera view, it takes me a couple times. But I think that's going to be a real fun card. Now we're going to stamp our sentiment, so I'm going to grab a piece of white cardstock, and I'm using the stamp set from Queen & Co. This is called the Spring Stamp Set. There's a sentiment in here that says, "Just a note to brighten your day." So I thought that would be perfect for my little rainbow. I'm just going to stamp it with my VersaFine ink, and then I'll take my paper trimmer and then just trim that down, so it's a strip. Okay, I'm going to angle off my right end with my scissors, and I'm going to trim off about 1/2 inch, just so it fits my card a little bit better. Now, finding my placement, and I think right above the cloud is going to work great. So I'm going to place a piece of foam tape right behind my sentiment, and then I'll place that back on my card base. Lovely. Now we need some bells and whistles, so I'm going to grab some embellishments that I've had in my stash here. Now these are actually, I've used before. They're called Starburst, and these come in a variety of colors. I wanted to stick with the white, because I wanted my rainbow to just shine. So I just added a few around my sentiment. And then normally on my cards I like a little bit of a border, some kind of a border. So I took a piece of black cardstock and created a very thin black frame. And I'm just using my glue and going around the edges of my card base. And then I'm going to tack my black frame underneath my sentiment because I couldn't get glue under there. But then I'm just going to place it all around my card front. And I think the black against those bright bold colors just make it really stand out. So I really like that effect. But that finishes off my first project. Oh, it does not. I always do this, but I wanted to do a little bit of splattering, so I'm doing actually controlled splattering with my black marker. I just added a few different sized dots around my cloud and my rainbow, just to tie in all that black. But here's a quick, here's a look, close-up look at the card I made. Okay, now we're on to card number 2. Got to use the negative pieces. Don't want those to go to waste. So I actually have a designer die that is the same rainbow designer die that will cut out your front panel. So I used that on a piece of white cardstock and cut out the rainbow, and I'm just going to do the exact same thing that I did as card 1 with the same exact colors. So I created a pink, a orange, yellow, and green. Now these are pinstripe glitter tape. They're very thin. I would say less than 1/8 of an inch thick, but they have a beautiful shimmer to them, almost like washi tape. And they come in a pack of 10 with a rainbow of colors, and there's also black in there, and I think there's silver. But I thought it'd be a nice way to glitter up my little rainbow here. I'm just going around the curve of my rainbow with the tape, and I'm pressing it down really good so it sticks, and then that way I have a bold shimmer going right down the center of each of my little rainbows. I'm going to do that to all 4 of those, and I think that it just gives a nice glittery effect. We're bringing on the shine today. I think today is actually the first day of summer, so rainbows just are nice. Okay, now I'm going to remove the adhesive backing off the very top portion of my negative foam front here, negative piece, and it sticks beautifully. Sometimes the foam fronts are a little bit larger than your die cut pieces, but for the rainbow they match up beautifully, so there's no tackiness left over or no adhesive showing. So I'm just sticking my colored rainbow pieces right on the top. And I think that's going to be fun. Okay, now I've decided to stamp my sentiment on the cloud here. For this card I chose a sentiment that says, "Wishing you brighter days ahead." And I'm just going to stamp it again with my VersaFine ink right in the center. It's going to take up my whole cloud. Okay, now I'm going to remove the backing off of my cloud and then place my sentiment right on top, and it's going to match up perfectly. Okay. Now I created a frame using a stitched rectangle dies from my stash. Now I left the center piece of my frame in because we're going to color in that using the same cloud stencil that we used earlier. I wanted a nice little cloud background, so I'm using the Mermaid Lagoon Distress Oxide ink, just adding a little bit of a cloud background. And I'm not going too heavy, I just wanted it to be very subtle. I want my rainbows to be the stars of these cards today. And then I'll go over the bottom just so it's all the way down through. Okay, now I'm going to grab some foam tape. Now, if you have 3M foam tape, if you triple it up, it creates the same width as your shaker, your foam shaker. So that's what I did. I tripled it up, and then I'm going to place some foam around my frame. We're going to pop that up. That way it's the same level as my rainbow. This piece I'm going to go all the way to the edge of my frame because I'm going to tuck a little bit of those rainbow ends underneath it, so I want a little bit of a lip there. I'm just going to remove the back here, and then this is going to go directly on an A2 size card base. Now I just grabbed a white card base from my stash for this card. I'm going to place it right in the center. Not as pretty as the Queen & Co.'s foam front, but I guess it's going to have to work. Okay, I'm going to tape down my centerpiece. Lovely. Now I'm just kind of arranging it how I want it to go. This is going to be a side folding card, so I'm actually going to trim down my cloud a little bit, and I'm going to butt that up right against the side of my frame. And then I'm going to have the rainbow peeking out of the cloud. Just going to trim off the end a little bit, and then I'll remove the release tape off the back and then tuck it under my frame and add it to my cloud. Now the ends that are attached to my cloud don't look quite finished, but I wasn't too worried because we're going to fix that in just a minute. But I just added all three of my rainbow colors, and then I decided to go in with some embellishments. These are the Queen & Co.'s Goosebumps. They have a little bit of texture on them, and I have clear. These are coming. Nice thing about Queen & Co., everything comes in the rainbow of colors. So I have the clear ones here, and I'm going to have to restock because I'm just about out. I really like them, but I just added them on the cloud where the rainbow and the cloud meet to cover up those seams. Now to add a little bit of shimmer to the word brighter, I'm going over it with my Jelly Roll pen. This is a Jelly Roll Stardust pen. It's a concentrated glitter pen. And it's going to add a little bit of shimmer there. And that finishes off my second project. I think it turned out really fun. I think it would brighten anybody's day. So here's a look at both the projects that I made today. Everything that I used today, guys, I'll list in the description area for you in case you're interested. But these foam front sets are very reasonably priced. So I encourage you to check it out. Have a fantastic day, and we will see you again soon. Bye-bye.